Thank you for coming in today.
Hi, thank you.
I just want to start off the interview by you telling me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm currently finishing up my final semester of nursing school at Ball State University, and I'll graduate in December. I had my capstone at Eskenazi Hospital in the NICU, and I loved every second of it. And also for about a year and a half, I've been a tech in the progressive care unit at Ball Memorial Hospital, and this job has taught me so much, and I feel like my previous experience there and through school has helped me develop a great sense of responsibility and has taught me the importance of proper patient care.
Okay, that's awesome. So what would you consider to be your strengths?
I believe my greatest strength is my optimistic approach and interpersonal skills. Having a positive attitude allows me to lead by example, inspire others around me, and collaborate well with my coworkers, patients, and their families. A smile can go a long way, and I'm proud of my ability to genuinely get to know my patients better and help turn their days around.
Yeah, especially in the NICU, yeah. What would you consider your areas of weaknesses?
I think my biggest weakness is that I don't delegate as much as I should. I always want to do everything myself, but I've realized that delegating is a really important action in the nursing field especially, and it's required to get everything done and on time. It's still out of my comfort zone, but I'm working on it every day to improve.
Okay. Can you tell me about a time in which you had to handle an irate coworker, patient, or classmate, and then how you handled the situation and what the result was?
So I remember a time we had an older patient. He was very angry for some reason. He was yelling at everybody. He was not letting me take his vital signs. He was not letting me take his blood sugar. And he was saying no to possibly everything he could. And knowing that there's always something behind a reason that he's being difficult, I decided to go in and talk to him and listen to what he had to say. And after a while, he actually opened up to me and he started crying. And he explained to me that everyone that he's loved and all of his family members had passed away, and he's the only one that's left, and he doesn't have anybody to talk to anymore. So he really appreciated me taking the time out of my busy day to get to know him better and see why he was so upset. And his complete demeanor changed, and then he allowed me to take his vital signs and do everything, and he was much more pleasant with the staff. So.
All right, and what have you done in past situations to contribute towards a teammate environment?
So first thing that comes to mind is on the progressive care unit in which I work. My team, all the nurses, myself, as soon as we get an admission, we all go to that room immediately. The nurses that go into the room, they have their own responsibilities, and then I do my responsibilities. So I get the room ready for the new patient. I help transfer the patient over to the bed. I take their vital signs and set up their heart monitor. And the nurses ask the personal health history questions and do those things. So if we all didn't work together as a team and do each of our individual tasks, the admission would take a lot longer, and the nurse with the new patient would get behind on her workload with that patient and her other patient as well. So.
Okay. Tell me about a time when you were especially creative in solving a problem.
So I remember one time in our clinical, we were at the PICU, and I had this one patient who was a little girl, and she was absolutely petrified of the nursing staff and myself. She would cry every time she saw us, and every time we tried to get close to her to do assessments or vitals, she would scream. And I went out of my way, and I went in the room to talk to her, and I brought in some coloring utensils, and we colored together, and I let her get familiar with the equipment. I let her put the blood pressure cuff on me so she wasn't as scared of it. And after a while, she began to open up more to me, and whenever I would enter the room, instead of her crying, she would smile.
Okay.
So instead of viewing me as a scary nurse and scrub, she viewed me as more of a friend. So I was really proud of my ability to help her overcome that fear.
All right, and why do you believe that you would be the best person possible for this position?
To me, nursing is more than a job, it's a passion, and I've used that passion to drive me forward. I believe I'm a really reliable person in the workplace, especially with my coworkers and for my patients. I will always go out of my way to help, and I take every opportunity to learn and grow. And I think that I will be an excellent asset to your unit and bring in great attitude to this hospital.
Well, thank you for coming in today. We'll be in contact with you.
Thank you.